The sun had barely risen over Maplewood Street when something strange began to settle in the air. Something quiet, something heavy. It wasn't a storm. The skies were clear, but there was a tension, almost invisible, like the hush before someone cries. The children on their way to Maplewood Elementary felt it too. Some held their backpacks a little tighter. Some didn't laugh like they usually did, and no one knew why. In a small blue house at the end of the lane, 9-year-old Maya sat on the edge of her bed, already dressed for school. Her socks didn't match, and her ponytail was a little crooked. Normally, she wouldn't have minded, but today, everything felt off. Her chest ached in a way she couldn't explain. Downstairs, her mother moved quietly, making toast and pouring juice without her usual cheerful humming. The house was still full of love, but wrapped in a kind of silence that made the walls seem taller. Maya picked up her bag, slung it over one shoulder, and walked out the door, pausing only once to look back. But her mum was already in the kitchen, eyes on her phone, her coffee growing cold. As Maya walked to school, her steps felt slower than usual. Her friend Lily waved at her from across the street. But Maya didn't wave back. Not because she didn't want to, but because her arms felt too heavy. In class, Mr. Adams greeted everyone with a smile, though even his eyes looked a little tired today. When Maya sat at her desk, she noticed that half the kids were quiet, their shoulders slightly slumped. Even the chatterboxes weren't talking much. It was like an invisible cloud of sadness had drifted into their classroom. During recess, a boy named Ezra sat alone on the swing. Usually loud and silly, today he didn't even kick his legs. Maya watched him from the monkey bars, unsure what to do. She wasn't sure what she was feeling either, but deep inside, something told her, "He looks how I feel." She climbed down and walked over, quietly sitting on the swing next to him. Ezra didn't look up. His eyes were red. Maya didn't say anything at first. She just sat. "I miss my dog," Ezra finally whispered, not turning his head. Maya nodded, even though she hadn't known Ezra even had a dog. "She got sick last week," he said, "and she's gone now." Maya felt a lump in her throat. She didn't know what to say. Words felt small compared to how big Ezra's sadness looked. So she didn't say anything. She just reached over and hugged him. It was simple, a quiet, warm hug, not too tight, not too short. Ezra didn't move at first, but then his shoulders relaxed. His head dipped, and he let out a breath he didn't know he'd been holding. That hug didn't bring back his dog. It didn't erase the sadness. But in that moment, the weight on his chest felt lighter. Across the playground, Lily had seen the hug. She had also seen a girl named Asha, sitting by herself, tracing patterns in the dirt with a stick. So Lily walked over and sat beside her. Asha didn't speak, but when Lily gently touched her hand, Asha looked up, startled. "Do you want a hug?" Lily asked softly. Asha blinked, then nodded. And just like that, another hug passed between two friends. This one too was quiet, but something inside Asha eased. She hadn't even realized how lonely she had felt. From one side of the playground to the other, something began to shift. The air didn't feel so heavy. Children looked up from their silent corners. Some smiled, others teared up. One by one, hugs began to bloom like spring flowers. Gentle, real, human moments of warmth and compassion. Back in the classroom, Mr. Adams noticed the change. At the start of the next lesson, he stood in front of the class and set down his notebook. "I want to tell you all something," he said. "This morning, I felt really sad. I didn't even know why at first, but sometimes sadness doesn't need a reason. It just needs space. And sometimes it needs a hug." He paused, then continued. "We all carry invisible backpacks, not the ones with books and pencils, but the ones with feelings. And some days, those backpacks are really heavy." Maya looked around the room. She could see those invisible backpacks now, on Lily, on Ezra, on Asha, even on herself. "So," Mr. Adams said, "if you ever feel like someone's backpack is too heavy, and you think they might need one, offer a hug. If they say no, that's okay too. But if they say yes, maybe that hug will be the thing that saves their day." That afternoon, the class started a new tradition. They made a small sign and placed it near the reading corner. "Hug station, take one if you need one. Give one if you have one to spare." It wasn't mandatory, it wasn't loud, but it was always there. 1 week later, Maya noticed that her mum still looked tired at breakfast. She wasn't humming, her eyes were a little glassy. Before Maya walked out the door, she paused and turned back. She dropped her backpack, walked to her mother, and hugged her. A long, quiet hug. Her mum froze at first, surprised. But then her arms wrapped around Maya and pulled her in close, tighter than usual. Something warm slipped down her cheek, and Maya felt it land on her shoulder. When they pulled apart, her mom whispered, "Thank you. I needed that more than I knew." Later that day, Maya told Mr. Adams what happened. He smiled and said, "Sometimes, Maya, the smallest act of kindness has the loudest echo." From that day forward, hugs became more than a simple gesture in their small school. They became a language, a way of saying, "I see you, I feel with you. You're not alone." The hug station stayed up year-round, and whenever a child walked past, they knew it was there, waiting like a warm light on a cold day. The sadness that had hovered that one morning, it never disappeared entirely, because that's not how feelings work. But it never again settled over the whole class the way it had, because now the children had a secret tool, not in their backpacks, not in their notebooks, but in their hearts and in their arms. The lesson: sometimes we don't need to fix each other's sadness, we just need to hold space for it. A simple hug, freely given and gently received, can be the bridge between loneliness and comfort. It reminds us that even in our quietest, saddest moments, we are never truly alone. Compassion doesn't always need words. Sometimes all it needs is open arms.